To do that, though, one has to pull themselves outside of creation and realize that this is just the movies, the experiences for the Supreme One. Now, let me see here. I've never got a cold because of all the antibiotics. She had a lot of sinus infections and bronchitis. Well, the problem is that the more you suppress, each time it gets deeper and harder, and you think, well, I just can't let this go. I got to take care of it. This is those that have the most difficult time in healing crisis, are those that actually suppress their symptoms the longest, because it's like taking a steroid. When you come off a steroid too quick, everything explodes. Your skin starts oozing. Some people split open all over the place because medical doctors love to hold all these acids and everything in you. And so because of their ignorance, we have serious friggin' lymphatic problems. And this poor soul has had antibiotic use, suppressive use of the lymph system. And so, yeah, so when you have a sinus infection now or a healing crisis, could be a little harder on you. And it's only because you've been suppressing, honey, all these years, that not knowing better, and that's why we're here, the Knowing Brigade, you know, the YouTubers, the Facebook people, those that are really dealing, and I was talking about Facebook if I said YouTube. The Facebook is where the problems are, where the people are antagonistic here. So the YouTube, you know, it's just human nature. It's just how the mind is out of control here, the ego's out of control, and some people are so weak they just pull themselves, and they're recluses. So there's all levels of this stuff, and I think that we all have to realize that we're all here to help each other, and if we embrace each other instead of fight each other, we'll create a bond like you've never seen. We'll make this world higher than it's ever been spiritually, and I think that's a worthy cause. Outside of that, what else you doing around planet Earth? Everything for yourself? I mean, that's, you know, part of it. Now, if you hadn't had a cold, well, you know, unfortunately, you haven't given enough time for bacteria to seat themselves to help you. Let me see here. Mostly because my body can't assimilate. Now, you made this right. You haven't had a cold mostly because my body can't assimilate the nutrients it needs to heal. No, not really. You know what? That body, when you look at this, your body needs very little nutrients. In some circles, all your body needs is energy. That's why you hear the breatharian levels, you see the high frugivorish levels, why you see some of these things, because in actuality, there's a lot of thought in a lot of areas of what really needs to happen. Remember, when the cell's fertilized, it has no hook to anything. So it has no external energy source. So how does the cell promote that? And then travel, and then starts to get hooked up, and then more physical energy fed into it. But let me tell you, you can really tear this apart and look at some of these higher levels, and some of the concepts of fasting in allopathy is that you can't do that. The body will, digestive enzymes, proteolytic enzymes will eat itself up. That sort of thing, you know. You just, people that die of fasting actually die of auto-intoxication, actually, and put themselves into those states, you know, because I know a lot of people that have extended amount of life. Look at this YouTuber that's, I don't know where she's at now, but she's probably 230 days on a juice fast if she hasn't already broken it. I think that's incredible. Babe and Earl really kicking butt there. And but anyway, it's not about nutrients that you can't detox. This is about the suppression that you've been on with all the antibiotics and antivirals. And that's really suppressed your body's ability to heal itself. And that's why you have such a culturing medium, shall I say, for the things that you wrote me about. And you're just, you can't get rid of them because you're not working on the system that gets rid of them, dear one. So now you're going to focus yourself in the right way, and you're going to get yourself well, because you've been suffering too many years here, 25 years with this one problem that would be, you know, some people have a real serious problem with that, just from an emotional viewpoint. So you've done real well with that. But I understand the whole thing. It isn't about nutrition at all. This is about lymph and the body's ability to heal itself. And medical doctors have done nothing but suppress that. They're changing. Let me say the positive side of that. They're changing. A lot of medical doctors are learning to let things go. I have a friend who's a medical doctor. He's stuck on high protein and recently had sent me a leukemia case because when he put her on protein, her leukemia skyrocketed. Yeah, and I warned him about high protein in the past. This is the problem we face. You must get off of that protein concept. It is wrong concepts. We're carbon prints. Let me see. I recently had a colonic. The therapist told me the liver was toxic. Yeah, you want to clean your liver out because you've had a lot of chemical medications. Now, let me see. Thank you, Green Helper 7. Love your comment there about the world and everything. It's beautiful. Thank you, Pick 4 guy. Oh, what a beautiful horse. Wow. Wow, that is a beautiful horse. I'd like to pat and kiss that little nose. You know, if you never befriended a horse, man, I tell you what, nothing like horses. They're so sweet. I mean, it's smart as a whip. One of our horses could actually open up the gate. He let himself outside in the front yard to feed, and then he could open the doorknob and go into the house. I mean, he would, you know, get the door. I mean, it's amazing that about these animals. You can put a baby underneath him, and he would just stand there. He's just so intelligent. I just love animals and plants and most people. You are awesome. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Dream Catcher. What's that? That's a beautiful dream catcher. Look at that. Wow. That's pretty cool. So you rock too, man. All you guys that are sweet, beautiful souls rock, in my opinion. And I am proud to be part of this movement to help you. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. We're awakening to our divinity and what we need to do here. And I mean, it's just a drama, but some movies are better than others, and I think we should make the movies a little better. And those souls that need to leave and depart in this lifetime. This another thing I haven't talked to you much about is there are some of you that are ready to leave this cycle of birth, life, and death. And you want to grow spiritually now. And someone made this comment. I thought it was a real interesting comment because it's so very true. And I haven't had a chance to talk a lot about that on the spiritual side. And that, of course, is this level offers a lot of experiences. This is such a very inert area that you can use it to really tweak yourself and to develop your awakening much quicker. But at the same time, this level can lose you quite well. And so this will give you an opportunity. If you can control your consciousness at this level, when you leave your physical body, you're going to go to some very high heavens. A lot of people don't realize that you're making your future. A lot of people just are like leaves in the wind thinking God will come do this and God will come do that and all this stuff, and that's not how it is. Why are you here in the first place? Just to be a passive leaf in the wind? Why are you here? You know, God's going to do it for me? No. God works through you as the bodies, and of course your consciousness, you're part of the all. So it's just understanding your divinity and accepting that, because religions across the world are more suppressive than they are expansive. You look at most religions, they're controlling their people's attitudes and viewpoints. Look at the hate over in the Middle East for people around the world. And there's no real basis for that at all. And then, of course, a lot of Americans are so narcissistic, they think they're the coolest people on the planet, and there's that negative side. So we all have our areas that we have to let go and just realize that we're all one. The Syrian people are just as beautiful as the Iranian people, is just as beautiful as the Chinese people, just as beautiful as the Russian people, and our governments are the problems, and sometimes our religious leaders are the problems. They become very narcissistic, and so when a religion says that another thing is bad and we're good, that's not a viable path to God. because no one's bad here. You know, this is just experiences. Religions really set up moral codes and try to corral their people. But we, even the ministers and the priests, have to grow here on this planet and have to start realizing your job is to connect people to God. And first you must connect yourself. And that's real important, is that everyone that is ahead of a spiritual teaching start connecting themselves with God, and not telling other people that they can't. I mean, this is time that we all realize we're all divine. No matter where you live and who you are, all the plants are divine, all the animals are divine, and that we're all here experiencing in a very inert, heavy mattered level of creation. And that we have aspects to ourselves that are so much greater, and that when we connect into those higher levels, then we all can embrace each other. How much fun would it be if we go over to Iran and everybody hugs each other and is happy? How about if we all go to Russia and everybody hugs themselves and are happy and respects each other? And the same thing with Japan and China and everywhere else. And everybody enjoys the uniqueness of that country and the uniqueness of that culture. You know, instead of saying your culture is bad, experiencing the positive. Instead of blowing up our other people's women and children, embracing them. You know, this is what we have to do. And so those of you on the YouTube and the Facebook, you're actually channels for God here in a far greater way than maybe you realize. So by working in the now and giving love and healing and respect and humility, you're bringing the power of God in here like a freight train. And when we do it by the multitudes, we're going to make a huge impact. So I'd love to see more of this love go around here, but divine love. And divine love doesn't have conditions to it. I don't love you because you love me back, or I don't love you because you're beautiful, and I don't love you because of this or that. I love you because you're you, because you're part of the God. I love you because I see God in you. And that's what we need to do there, I think. But that's up to each and every one of you guys, and I do respect and love all of you for your growth and commitment to being a God person, and a conscious God person, man or woman. Hey, Dr. Morse, just wanted to say that you're looking real good. Oh, thank you, thank you. Working on it, working on it, working on it. Got to buff up for the class. Well, geez, I mean, I think a lot of you are learning the difficulties in sustaining raw foods. We've had this site for 1 year. Trying to be a raw foodist for me for beyond 15 years became somewhat difficult for a lot of reasons. So, but you know, I think if a person gets gets their health where they need it to be, and they go down to 70 or 80, 20 or 30, that's the best you're going to see a lot of people do. And you shouldn't be antagonistic to those that can't do all raw, because it's okay. You're not here to judge that. If you do all raw, then you'll be a pillar of light. But even if you, I know a lot of raw foodists that sneak in the back room a little bit. I don't judge that. I remember one class, and there was this guy from Fort Myers that actually involved in a health food store and health food restaurant, and I saw an organic oatmeal raisin cookie in a salad restaurant, and a lot of the class people were there, and I thought, I'm going to do this. And I went and I got this cookie and I started eating on it. It freaked this guy out that he wanted to leave the seminar.